Today we're going to make this really fantastic and very fast low-carb salmon and broccoli lunch, and you're going to make it with me all together in this video. Let's get started. Hello, welcome to the show, the Basic Ass Cooking Show. This is an impromptu video that I wanted to shoot just to get out to you guys while I am working on a little bit more edited stuff in the background coming up soon. But I have to make myself some lunch pretty quickly. And this seems like my life. Maybe this is, the life of somebody else too, of people who work from home. So I only have a little bit to make my lunch, and I made this the other day. And this is very unedited. I literally just put up the camera and started filming. So I made this the other day, and you can actually make it in one pan. So I just wanted to show you guys this. So today I'm gonna make some salmon. So this is some cubed salmon. So it came already cut up like this from Whole Foods, farm-raised cubed Atlantic salmon. Because it's not like the middle cut, it's actually cheaper. So this was $14.99 a pound. Yesterday I ate the other half. So today I'm gonna eat this half. And then you'll need some garlic. It's gonna be kind of like an Alfredo sauce. So this will be low carb if you're into that kind of thing. And then I have some Parmesan cheese. This is like for the sauce. It's not like a true Alfredo sauce, but it's like alfredo-adjacent. And then for my side, I'm going to eat this whole head or bunch or whatever of baby broccoli. So you can have this instead of carbs, which is what I'm going to do. And I am very highly caffeinated today, accidentally. I don't know if you can tell, but I had some matcha and black tea this morning. So I'm very caffeinated. So I'm not eating carbs so I can maintain some energy until later today, because I need energy all day, unfortunately. Today I'm also going to use some Tony Chachere's. This is the Creole seasoning. And you'll need some heavy cream for your sauce. And then some salt and some pepper. And I may be forgetting something, but that'll be a good start for us, basically, so far. So the first thing I'm going to do is get some water into the pan. So you actually only need a little bit of water because I am going to steam that's almost perfect. You only need like a little bit of water. I'm going to steam the broccoli. So now that the water is in there, I'm going to get my steamer basket. So here's my steaming basket, like that. And I'm going to check to make sure that my top will fit over this because I don't remember. Okay, yeah. So you need the top to be able to seal the pan. And now I am going to chop up my broccoli. So while the water is heating up, I will chop up the broccoli. So just going to undo this and then rinse the broccoli off. So for this broccoli, I'm just going to lop off the ends because the ends can be a little bit like the texture is not that pleasant. And also, I would like the broccoli to be able to easily fit into the pan. So my water is not, oh my gosh, my water is boiling already. So this is almost in real time. I'm gonna do some light editing for this video, but not that much. So the water actually came up pretty quickly to a boil. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water just so nothing burns. And keep the fire on high. So I'm going to place my broccoli in here. If you have a pot that is like a steaming basket kind of pot, definitely use that. I didn't feel like digging mine out. I kind of wanted to make like a one pot situation. So I'm going to cover that and let my broccoli steam. And now I'm gonna move on to my salmon. So for the salmon, I'm just gonna take it out of the wrapping. And for one person, this is about half of a pound. So, and I found it to be enough if you are like hungrier or need more protein or whatever, just eat what you need. But I am going to eat this half of a pound. And for the seasoning, it's super simple. So I'm using the Tony Chachere's, and this is like a nice Cajun seasoning that has a bunch of other stuff in it. So it has salt. So salt is the first ingredient. So this is actually quite salty by itself. Red pepper, black pepper, chili powder, and so forth, right? Garlic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the Tony Chachere's is a nice all-purpose seasoning. So I am going to arrange my little pieces into somewhat of an even layer and then season it. So this stuff is quite salty in my opinion. So kind of season it maybe a little bit less than you think you might want. And then just toss the pieces together. So I season one side and then like move it around in the seasoning. So I am pretty sensitive to stuff being too salty. So if you're not, then definitely season it more than this. But for me, that is good enough. So I'm going to put this on the side for right now. And next I'm going to do my garlic. So moving on to my garlic, I'm going to use my little choppy thing, and I'm going to turn the fire down a little bit because it's really steaming. Just steam the broccoli to your desired, a little bit less than your desired doneness, because you're also going to cook it in the sauce. So I am just going to peel my garlic. And you can also steam the broccoli in a separate pot if you'd like, but I am not going to choose to do that today. So I think I need like a little bit more garlic. This is very simple, so you might want to add a little bit of garlic. Be a little aggressive with the garlic. Come on. Because you don't have a lot going on in this procedure. This is not even really a recipe. So now that my garlic is chopped up, I'm gonna check on my broccoli. So be very careful. So the broccoli is nice and steamed now. And since this is baby broccoli, you definitely don't want to over steam it. So I am going to gently just take it out for right now. If you want it to stay pretty and green, you can put it in a little bit of water, like ice water, but I'm just making this for me and I'm in a hurry. So I'm going to put this to the side for right now. I've just emptied out the broccoli water basically, and now I'm going to add some butter. So the little trick that I discovered the other day that kind of made this into a little bit of like a alfredo-adjacent type of sauce was cooking the salmon in butter and then building the sauce that way. So I'm going to put, this is 2 tablespoons of butter. You can tell that the pan is still very hot. So just try to get all of that off the knife. Everything is so expensive nowadays, you guys. You don't want to waste anything, right? So I'm going to add approximately 1 more tablespoon of butter. So it's low carb, but it's not terribly low calorie. But it's like 3 tablespoons for the whole recipe. So maybe that's not that bad. All right, so I'm going to let the butter go ahead and melt. And my fire is about medium high-ish. I'm going to turn it down to medium actually. And now I'm going to add the seasoned salmon. And I'm going to let that cook, tossing occasionally until it is mostly cooked. You just cook it until your desired level of doneness, however you like your salmon. I forgot to mention that for your salmon, you definitely want to cook it with butter. If you're using butter, if you're using oil, then it's different. But if you're using butter, so butter will burn and not taste that great. So it's okay to get a little bit of brownness, but if it's too much, then the butter will not taste that great. So I can see that my salmon is about close to where I would like it. I like my salmon about medium well or so. So at this point, I am going to take the garlic, and if your stove is uneven like mine is, then just add your garlic to like whatever area where the butter is pooling. So you can see for me, that's like right here. So I'm going to stir this around and let it get a little fragrant. And now I'm going to build my sauce. So I have my heavy cream and homemade Alfredo sauce, and you just pour some. I can't tell you exactly how much. So just pour some. If I had to guess, that was probably about 1/8 of a cup. So now, so like a couple tablespoons. So turn down the fire. And again, this is just like a thing I came up with the other day. And now I'm going to add my Parmesan. I'm just going to put it all in there. I grated the Parmesan for something else before, and I just had it left over. So grate your Parmesan and then put it in and just kind of swirl and let it incorporate into the butter and cream mixture. And I'm actually going to need a little bit more cream. If it looks a little like separated, just add a little bit more cream. That's probably like 3 more tablespoons. And just swirl it around. It should eventually come together. If your cream is cold, that's kind of your little trick with making cream sauces, this cream sauce. And now I'm going to add my broccoli back in. And pretty much that's it. So now you can toss the broccoli in the cream sauce, but the broccoli was not seasoned. So we're going to just add some salt to the broccoli because we just simply steamed it. So it's going to be kind of bland. Actually, I'm going to add just a teeny bit more. And then some pepper. You can also add some more Tony's if you'd like. Some more Tony sachets. And I'm just going to toss it. Kind of let the seasoning get a little incorporated. And now I'm going to turn off the fire and plate it up. So moving over here, I'm going to take my broccoli. And it just makes like a nice little light sauce, right? It's not exactly Alfredo, but I will say it does smell exactly like Alfredo. And now, we'll take our salmon. So I'm actually going to try to pour like the rest of the sauce over here. And then I let it cook a little bit too long. Got a little stuck in the pan. But now I'm going to take my salmon and put it over here. And just add my little sauce over there. Oh no. the thumbnail. And I'm gonna try to arrange it to be a little pretty because I'm making this for YouTube and I need a pretty thumbnail. But for you, you don't really need to do that. And then the last thing that I did the other day that really brought it together, which I just thought about right now, is to add a squeeze of lemon over all of it. And when you eat it, that kind of helps to kind of balance it out because otherwise it's quite rich. So here you go. This is my very fast low carb salmon and broccoli lunch. And this is enough to definitely eat and keep you full until dinner time or whenever you're gonna eat next time. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Basic Ass Cooking channel. I'll see you in the next one, and bye.